Good morning, children. So, students, today we are going to begin with the chapter number 3 of your history book, that is Ruling the Countryside. So, students, in the previous chapter, we read that land revenue was the most important source of income for the colonial government. ऑल ऑफ द इनकम, जो मैक्सिमम अमाउंट ऑफ इनकम थी ब्रिटिशर्स की, वो कहाँ से आ रही थी? फ्रॉम द लैंड रेंट. नाउ इट वॉज नेसेसरी टू एस्टैब्लिश अ सिस्टम ऑफ एस्टिमेटिंग एंड कलेक्टिंग द लैंड रेवेन्यू फ्रॉम द peasants. They wanted to properly calculate the amount of land revenue and then collect it from the farmers. And for this, children, they established various land revenue system in the various parts of the Indian subcontinent. And in our today's segment, we are going to discuss about those various forms of land revenues. So, children, during the ancient period, the farmers who cultivated a piece of land held it for a very long period. जिस land के ऊपर वो crops grow करते थे, they used to hold that land for a very longer period. How? They used to pay a portion of the produce. Whatever they produced on the land, a fixed portion of that was paid by them as the tax, and in return of that tax, their right to hold and cultivate that piece of land remained firm. जो वो amount of tax pay करते थे, उससे उन्हें क्या मिल जाती थी? Conformity of holding over the piece of land which was with them. And this made villagers self-sufficient, and according to it, they could produce enough food crops to fulfill the needs of the people. They were able to produce enough amount of crops. Then, children, Sher Shah Suri, you all have heard this name in the earlier class. He was the founder of Suri dynasty. He started the system of measuring a land and giving a patta. What is a patta? It is a written document to the owner of their ownership over the land. वो एक तरह का document था which showed the ownership of the farmer over that land. In this system, the revenue which was paid by the farmers, it was on the basis on the fertility of the land. Why fertility? क्योंकि द क्रॉप्स दैट आर बीइंग ग्रोन, जितनी अमाउंट ऑफ क्रॉप्स उस लैंड के ऊपर ग्रो करेगी, वो किस पे डिपेंड करेगी? उसकी फर्टिलिटी पे. तो हायर द फर्टिलिटी, हायर द प्रोड्यूस, टैक्स विल बी हायर. लोअर फर्टिलिटी, लो प्रोड्यूस, टैक्स विल बी lower. And whenever some natural disasters or natural calamities affected the area, the emperor, he used to collect less revenue. He used to reduce the amount of taxes, and sometimes when the situation was too critical, he even exempted the farmers from the payment of tax. But later on, children, when the company, the East India Company, they became the Diwan of Bengal, they became the chief financial administrator. Now it had to think of administering the land and organizing its revenue resources, because जो maximum amount of income थी Britishers की, वो कहाँ से आ रही थी? Land revenue. And this has to be done so that they could get enough revenue to meet their expenses in India. Now the question was how this could have been done. So what did children? The company, when they became the Diwan, they were not satisfied with their powers. They felt like traders. Now they wanted a large revenue income, but the system, they were not able to set up a proper system of assessment and collection. So what they did, that this effort to increase the revenue, they wanted to increase the revenue as much as higher, कि जो cotton और silk वो India से ले रहे थे, the cotton and silk which they earlier used to buy in the exchange of gold and silver from Europe, now they were getting that gold and silver from the revenues they were collecting from the farmers. That means अपने रिजर्व्स में से, यूरोप के गोल्ड और सिल्वर में से अब उन्हें इंडिया को कुछ भी नहीं देना पड़ रहा था. इंस्टेड जितना रेवेन्यू वो इंडियन फार्मर से कलेक्ट कर रहे थे उससे दे वर एबल to take over the cotton and silk from our country. And within 5 years, children, the value of goods bought by the company and Bengal got doubled. Soon it was clear that Bengal's economy was facing a deep crisis, out of which the artisans they started leaving the villages because they were forced to sell their goods to the company at low prices. जो the handcrafted items which required lot of efforts, they were forced to sell those to the company at very low prices. They did not wanted to do that, so they started leaving the villages and shifting to other places. Then the farmers they were unable to pay the taxes which were imposed upon them, due to which the artisanal production as well as the agricultural cultivation it started collapsing, it started decline. और इसका outcome क्या हुआ? In 1770 a terrible famine hit the place of Bengal. What is a famine? Famine is a situation when the people they start dying due to hunger. They do not get anything to eat and they start dying. And this famine of 1770 in Bengal, it killed almost 10 million people. That means 1/3 of the population was dead. Half of the population just wiped out. Now it was a problem for India as well as a question mark for the Britishers. अब इसमें Britishers के लिए क्या question mark था? क्वेश्चन मार्क ये था चिल्ड्रन कि जब फार्मर्स ही नहीं रहेंगे, जब आर्टिशियंस ही नहीं रहेंगे, who is going to produce, from whom they are going to get the revenue, from where they are going to get the income. So it was a situation of tension for the Britishers also. Now since it created a problem from Britishers, so they started thinking what could be done to deal with this problem. And in order to deal with this problem, children, the Britishers they introduced 3 different types of land revenue system, one after the other, with the motive of earning maximum revenue. What were these 3 land revenue system? The very first one was permanent settlement, second one was Ryotwari system, and the third one was Mehelwari system. And now we are going to discuss about all the 3 systems one by one. Let's see what were they. Beginning with the very first one, that was the permanent system or the permanent settlement. So children, under this permanent settlement, first of all, this permanent settlement was introduced by Lord Cornwallis in Bengal in 1793. Under this system, children, these zamindars, they were given the ownership of the land. They were given hereditary ownership of the land, and the farmers, they were only the workers over that land. And children, these zamindars, they were responsible to collect taxes on the behalf of the Britishers. अब ये जो जमींदार थे, ये फार्मर से ब्रिटिशर्स के बिहाफ पे टैक्सेस कलेक्ट करते थे. And among the total amount collected, 89% of that taxes was given to the Britishers by the zamindars, and the remaining 11% children, it was in the hands of the zamindars. You could say it as their profit or you can say it as their salary. Then children, this land revenue, this percentage, this land revenue was fixed for a period of 10 years to check. It was to keep a check on the officers, those who used to charge large amount of land revenue. Britishers ने क्या किया? Land revenue की amount fix कर दी, so that nobody could charge over revenue from the people. Now children, this system had 2 impacts. First one, it became fruitful. It has so many advantages for the zamindars, whereas it had lot of disadvantages for the farmers. Let's discuss the advantages first of all. The advantages was that children, first thing, the East India Company का जो revenue था वो क्या हो गया? फिक्स्ड, इट वॉज सिक्योर, रेगुलर एंड स्टेबल, क्योंकि लैंड रेवेन्यू की अमाउंट फिक्स थी और उसका 89% किसको मिलने वाला था, ब्रिटिशर्स को, तो उनकी रेवेन्यू की अमाउंट क्या हो गई, फिक्स. देन चिल्ड्रन, जमींदार दे वर मोटिवेटेड टू इंक्रीज द एग्रीकल्चरल प्रोडक्शन. जमींदार जो थे उनको एनकरेज किया जाता था कि यू इंक्रीज एग्रीकल्चरल प्रोडक्शन. क्यों? क्योंकि उससे क्या होगा कि जो ब्रिटिशर्स का रेवेन्यू है वो तो फिक्स्ड है, बट मोर एंड मोर एग्रीकल्चरल प्रोड्यूस से जो एक्स्ट्रा इनकम होगी वो किसको मिलेगी, जमींदार्स को. Now, this system had several bad effects, disadvantages on the peasants. Let's see what were they. The actual cultivators who were growing the crops on the land, they were mere tenants, whereas the entire right was in the hands of zamindari. They have to be dependent upon the mercy of these zamindars. Then if the peasants, they fail to pay the money, if they fail to pay the revenue, or if the crop failed, then also they have to pay the taxes, and if they fail to do so, their land is taken from them. Peasants were evicted from their lands and from the land which they have cultivated from generations. So this system, this settlement benefited the zamindars more than the company. क्यों? क्योंकि जो लैंड रेवेन्यू था ब्रिटिशर्स का वो तो फिक्स्ड था और जो एक्स्ट्रा इनकम थी वो किसके पास जा रही थी, जमींदार्स के पास. सो नाउ द कंपनी दे रियलाइज दैट दे नीड टू चेंज दिस सिस्टम. सो नेक्स्ट सिस्टम दैट वाज इंट्रोड्यूस्ड चिल्ड्रन, दैट वाज द रियोटवारी सिस्टम. The Ryotwari system was introduced in the Madras Presidency by Sir Thomas Munro. The word Ryot means peasants. So under this Ryotwari system, the peasants, they were the owners of the land, and Britishers, they directly collected taxes from these farmers. This system was established to remove the middlemen, that is the zamindars. पिछले सिस्टम में जमींदार्स वर गेटिंग द मैक्सिमम प्रॉफिट्स, तो इस सिस्टम में ब्रिटिशर्स ने क्या किया, मिडलमैन को हटा दिया, बिकॉज दे बिलीव दैट द रिमूवल ऑफ जमींदार वुड इंश्योर अ हाई रेवेन्यू कलेक्शन फ्रॉम द पीजेंट्स. However, the system again deteriorated the conditions of the peasants because the percentage of tax that was applied on the peasants, that was very high, which they were unable to pay. और natural calamity की condition में तो it would become impossible for the peasants to pay the taxes, and if they did not pay taxes to the Britishers, their land was sold off, and in the fear of losing the land, children, the peasants, they went to the money lenders to take the loan. और वो money lenders भी, they were not at all helpful to them. They charged very high interest rates from the farmers, and as a result, the farmer has to leave his land either to the Britishers or to the money lenders because he was unable to pay such huge amount of money. Moving on to the third land revenue system to children, that is the Mehelwari system. Now children, the Mehelwari system was you can say a modified version of zamindari system. जो permanent settlement system था, the another name for that is zamindari system. तो ये जो Mehelwari system था, it was just a modified version of it. इसमें क्या था, let's see. It was introduced by Holt Mackenzie in 1822 in the northwest India, Punjab and parts of central India. Under this system children, a group of several villages was collectively known as महल or an estate. अब बहुत सारे villages का एक group बना दिया और उसे क्या नाम दे दिया, महल. Now the land in these villages was collectively owned by a village community who was responsible for the payment of land revenue. अब किसी बाहर से ज़मींदार को हायर नहीं किया, इंस्टेड क्या किया कि विलेजेस को एक हेड दे दिया. विलेजेस का पहले तो एक ग्रुप बनाया और पूरे ग्रुप में से एक हेड बना दिया हु इज़ रिस्पॉन्सिबल फॉर द पेमेंट ऑफ लैंड रेवेन्यू। और रेट ऑफ लैंड रेवेन्यू जो परमानेंट सिस्टम में फिक्स्ड था, इन दिस सिस्टम इट वॉज नॉट फिक्स्ड, इट केप्ट ऑन चेंजिंग फ्रॉम टाइम टू टाइम। नाउ द लैंड रेवेन्यू इट वॉज फिक्स्ड ऑन द basis of type of land, total land under cultivation, and various different factors. And after estimating the revenue of each plot, all the revenue was summed up together, और जो पूरी total amount बनती थी that was to be paid by the head to the Britishers at the end of the month. And the rate of revenue roughly ranged to the 50% of the agricultural produce. जो आपका agricultural produce है उसका 50% होता था वो। And this demand और ये जो percentage थी it was revised periodically after a fixed period of time। ये जो था ये revenue percentage it was not fixed। Then children, the high land revenue, in this also the high land revenue made the peasant dependent over the moneylenders, and this exploitation which was again and again done by the Britishers by one or the other system, this was not accepted by the farmers. They were frustrated and angered, and they expressed their anger by rebelling against the Britishers, by rebelling against these land revenue systems.